8:40 p.m. Thursday, February 3rd, 2011. Episode number 257 of Oh Yeah Dude. My name is Jonathan, and this is Seth. Please get on your side of the room.
Get on my side.
Hey, boy, I really need you to get on the side of the room so we can do this podcast. Na. Hey, boy. Because you're just my type. Na.
You're just the type I want to do a podcast
You're just the type that I want to do this podcast with. Oh, boy.
What's your name? Hey, boy. Didn't you want to talk about Ray Nagin and chocolate? Talking about a city where your father was born and raised.
You've got it.
Your Caucasian father, not even allowed back in to see his friends and family.
Man.
Ray Nagin was in Chocolate City.
Ray Nagin, our New Orleans mayor, who seemed like he was going to really rise to the occasion when this whole thing went down. And since then has taken, I guess, the 4 minutes that he had on Oprah and decided that he is now just going to run his mouth at all times.
Full Pat Robertson.
During Martin Luther King celebration, he gave a meandering speech in which he imagined himself talking to the late civil rights leader.
Oh, boy.
He also spoke of New Orleans becoming, quote-unquote, chocolate again, an apparent reference to Chocolate City, the 1970s funk recording by Parliament that called on blacks to fill the urban void left by white flight. At one point, Nagin joked that he might be suffering from post-Katrina stress disorder.
That's funny.
It's really stupid. It's, yeah, this is not good. He's talking a lot, and he shouldn't be talking. As we think about rebuilding New Orleans, surely God is mad at America, Nagin said. He's sending hurricane after hurricane after hurricane, and it's putting stress on this country.
Stress like Hillary Rodham Clinton plantains? Or plantations?
Oh, man. So much political stuff. People talking. People shouldn't be talking.
People just talking.
So when he was confronted about this chocolate reference in his speech, asked by a television reporter afterward whether his vision of a chocolate city might be racially divisive, Nagin explained that he hoped for a racially diverse New Orleans. To back this up, he said, "Do you know anything about chocolate?"
Tommy.
The mayor said, "How do you make chocolate? You take dark chocolate, you mix it with white milk, and it becomes a delicious drink."
What? He's like, have you ever
That's the chocolate I'm talking about.
Have you ever been to Ghirardelli in San Francisco? Dummy. It's chocolate. Like, all right.
Let's just read that again. Do you know anything about chocolate?
Dummy.
How do you make chocolate? Well, first of all, you don't make it by making chocolate milk. Like, how do you make chocolate? Well, first of all, you take chocolate.
Yeah, and that's delicious meatloaf.
So, how do you make chocolate? You take dark chocolate, you mix it with white milk, and it becomes a delicious drink.
Like, is that chocolate?
Oh, man. That's really fucking funny. So that's that. He's an idiot. Yeah. And also, I don't like it when people say that kind of stuff is controversial, as opposed to just plain old stupid. Yeah. Like, talking like an asshole is not controversial. It's fucking stupid, and you should shut the fuck up. Like Nagin is always saying controversial things. He's not what you would call a disciple. A disciplined orator, which means he's black. He shoots from the hip. Obviously, no one knows whether God called for the hurricane.
We did.
Wait, nobody knows that? All right.
Did anybody find that out?
Tomorrow? Yeah, maybe we can find it. We'll find it out for next week's show. Nagin will probably contradict himself and say something completely different. Like, do you know anything about milk?
Yeah.
Like, first of all...
Yeah. When I was talking about chocolate, I meant white chocolate.
Oh, man.
Sometimes it just takes a while. You know what doesn't take a while? I went somewhere, Jonathan, this week. I'd like to share with you where I went.
Where did you go?
There is an auction held by Julian's Auctions called The Collection of the King of Pop, property from the life and career of Michael Jackson. When Neverland, whatever the deal is, it was sold and monies and owed.
There's a bunch of crazy shit going on with it. If you guys don't know that, please don't take my shit.
They took everything out of Neverland, and in the vacant, empty Robinson's May on Merv Griffin Way next to the Beverly Hilton, they recreated Neverland by taking 1,400 items and putting them all up for auction. Apparently, Michael didn't want this to happen. He said he wanted a list of the things so he could go through and say, you can't get rid of that. I want that. Don't do that. They said, fuck it, and put the thing up. Tuesday morning, this auction went on view to the public. You can rest assured that I was there at 9:59 a.m.
Thank you.
Coming right through, like me and like several Japanese camera crews. And literally, I was the only person there. There was some people with some laminates, but I bum rushed the joint, bypassed the $50 like glossy program. For one, it's a $200 box set to like get a picture of everything that's in the fucking. Gave them. They're like, that's $20. I was like, here, thank you. Like 50, 100, I don't care. Like thank you.
I'm here.
It was so early. Like, just had like a coffee and was like running by the guy to get in. As I was getting in, they had the doors open. You walk through the gates of Neverland. They set the gates up. And before I got
did they look all disheveled like they did, like right at the end? Remember? Did you see the picture? Remember, it was like how beautiful it used to be, and then and one of them was like hanging off the side. It was so fucked up.
No, it was magical, is what it was. And when I was on the red carpet running into, you look down a hallway and you see an enormous like portrait of him. And before I even got in, I was like, oh my god! There's like you can see like you know when you. Like however many albums sold, like those things, it's like covered in albums. You can see one for Bad, like right, like on the wall, like when I was peeking in and like knocked the security guy in. I got in there and was like, like, and just went from room to room and basically had like a fucking.
How many rooms was it like laid out in?
They laid out his room of like his home furnishings, which is all like it's like being in fucking. It's like all Renaissance, like golden fucking everything is just creepo. Yeah. You know, like where the fuck I'm in Versailles.
Yeah.
It's like everything. So many thrones and like and a whole equestrian room and oil paintings of kids everywhere you look. Paintings that look like that looks like an 18th century or 17th century painting, but the closer you get you realize it's Michael Jackson in the painting, like every single one of them. It looks like a normal painting. It's like somebody on horseback in the woods and like a maiden and an apple, and then you get up and you're like, oh, it's Michael Jackson again. Like, dude, like chill with this.
Chill with
life-size statues of him, like
the royal
everywhere.
Portrait taking, like it's like that whole
that kind of vibe.
The king of pop,
and then
literally like
thrones
this is
and there's a huge screen like playing concerts. Yeah, he's obviously the biggest superstar ever. When they show a concert and he's playing in like Bucharest, that's when it gets fucking creepy because there's like 20,000 people. From 5 to 80 in there
hysterically
crying. It's creepy enough if you saw him at the Forum, you'd be like, this is so crazy. If you're in Bucharest, fucked. I'm just standing there like I can't make eye contact with anyone because everyone is like laminates in Japanese, like literally. There was a white dude with a Japanese crew and I was like, oh, he's a white dude, and then he walked up to a Japanese woman and was like, and started speaking Japanese. I was like, fuck it, like I'm so fucked. But I'm here and I'm looking at everything and I'm losing my fucking mind.
And so did you actually watch auctions go down?
No, it's the whole deal was apparently I get a phone call later in the day because I'm walking around in a fucking haze, like because it was the full panic attack that ensued. There was an injunction that went down at like 3:30 that afternoon, and a judge they like delivered a paper saying stop this. It can't. I want my shit back. Like I need it back. Now, when you walk in, there's the grounds from Neverland with hundreds of bronze like statues of kids at play, like playing jacks and like girls laughing and pigtails and like on carousels, like hundreds of them. Go-karts, like literally, like you're getting you
went to Neverland Ranch.
When you see 25 go-karts, dude, I was taking my pants off like in the arcade. I was like, there was like a karate champ. I was like, oh, literally, like, hey, sir, could you pull your pants up? Yeah. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just getting ready.
Where's Blanket?
I'm just like getting ready to play here because these games are so crazy. Like, oh, is that ET? Oh no, that is ET. Like that kind of shit. Like, oh, there's two ETs. Like this is the ET that was used in. You know what I mean? Like, oh, is that a Lego? Like, is that Darth Vader? Like out of Legos with like talking to me and in his Peter Pan Neverland room where I'm standing there and I look over and I'm like, there's a baby like reaching out to me. I'm like, what the fuck? There's like an animatronic baby that while I'm standing there all by myself, like comes alive, like coo, 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 like moving its arm and its leg, like Michael, dude.
Oh boy.
Go-karts, ATCs, like a Simpsons, like electric bikes, like any possible toy, carousels, wagons. I was like, is that a fire truck? Oh, that's a fire truck. What department is that? Oh, that's the Neverland Fire Department. Literally, like a fire truck for sale from the Neverland Fire Department. Like, are you cool, dude? Pictures of him like Ronald Reagan, letters from people, of basketball from Michael Jordan. Can't wait to meet you. Like Michael Jordan. I can't. I mean, I can't.
Any magic shit? He's dead into magic. I know that.
No, not a Beatles. Like a lot of Elvis shit. Like, like real shit. Like From Sun Studios of like Sam Phillips having written on like an Elvis. Like a lot of
his collection.
Yeah, his collection. Like a lot of recreations of shit.
But so it didn't go down. So it didn't. It got stopped.
I think it got stopped, but I think that they were gonna keep it open for a couple days for this to let people
see it,
have a full panic attack, to see how many seizures can go down. Like literally, when you're looking at his gloves and his costumes and makeup kits.
But it felt. Did it feel? It wasn't like when public storage, like when dudes don't pay their thing and like all the shit's there. Like I mean, did it feel like you were seeing shit that like I shouldn't be seeing this?
Oh
right
no,
now?
you're at Neverland.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's not like like this guy like left his bag behind. Like let's sell his like suit coats. No, this is like these are his crazy like
everything
military costumes that he wears when he leaves the fucking house. Like and creepy Kando photos and. Then, like, these life-size, like, statues of, like, a woman. I'm standing there, and I look over, and there's a woman, like, looking at me, and I'm, like, looking at the woman, but it's not a woman. It's a woman drinking tea. Like, don't do that. When I walked in, I, like, nodded at the cop, because that's what I do. When I see cops, I nod at them. I have respect, because I watch Cops. It's not a cop, Seth. It's a fake cop next to this limo. It's not real, and you're nodding at it, you douchebag. It's so early you're nodding at things that don't exist. But everywhere. Yeah. Like, everywhere. I mean, Michael.
Yeah.
I went to Neverland.
Congratulations.
I got as close as I can get to Netherland.
Yeah.
And at one point, my pants somehow I went not
I went
there.
to Netherlands.
Netherland. That guy's bottomless. You walk into this arcade. You literally say like, "Oh, he fucks kids." Like, there's like every video game you could ever. When I saw Galaga, that was it. My pants were off, and I just like, let's do this thing. Like. Crazy machines that make things that don't like pina colada, like slushies, like even the antique, like you would see it in an amusement park in the 70s or the 80s, like it's a party.
Yeah,
it's a straight party. A lot of miniatures, a lot of Walt Disney shit. But Walt Disney was there. Like, oh, that's Walt Disney. Like they brought him. Like that's dope. I mean, he's won some awards too because they're on display. Dude, he has apparently like sold like a few million records.
I've heard of.
There are like every country and pictures from the countries, and like this album commemorates that you have done more shit than anyone's ever done. A letter from Ronald Reagan. Accidents happen on the set. Like when he got burned, like you're an inspiration.
Like I love you.
Yeah, like I love you. Like Nancy's out of town. Like I'm gonna just chill.
Oh fuck!
I went to Neverland. And I don't want to come back, dude.
But you never do.
I don't want to come back. I don't want to grow up.
No one ever does.
Hey, what's your motif? I don't really follow like that shit, but maybe I'm out of the loop. I guess this whole Peter Pan thing, it's about this like kid that don't want to grow up.
He just wants to stay a kid.
He just wants to stay a kid. I guess I missed that. 35, I kind of missed that. But I guess, yeah, kind of like pretty on the button there. I guess I kind of missed that whole thing. So that's his deal is, this is my motif. It's about this dude that don't want to grow up, and that's all it is, yo. I just want to be a kid. Like, oh, I get it. Like, okay. I mean, you fuck kids. Like, that's all right. And, like, the guys running the auction getting interviewed by, like, a British woman, like, for a documentary, wearing, like, designer ripped jeans. Like, oh, we're so close to Michael and we would never do. And I'm just, like, they're like, you motherfuckers, like, I'm sitting there with my pen and my notebook because I'm like, if anything goes down, I'm just writing. I am mute.
Yeah.
There's not a chance I'm getting caught on a camera. I thought, like, I'm probably going to get thrown out of here at one point because I was going to be like, do you realize where we are? Like, because that's what it was. I was like, I just kept saying that in every room, like, like tiny beds. Like, what's all with the tiny beds for the tiny babies?
For the sleepovers.
Your bodies. Stop it, dude. A lot of thrones and like crowns and paintings of a painting of him and then two of other hymns kneeling down with him, looking at him. Stop doing that. Stop that.
Wow.
We love Michael so much, and we were just like, what we're doing here is for Michael. We would never disrespect Michael. And they see me walking, because I'm the only one there. So I'm in the room where they're doing the interview because no one's in there. And now I'm like bum rushing it, and they're all looking at me, and I'm looking at these two dudes, and they know that I am like I ain't along for this fucking fruitastic ride, although I am, but like scared as fuck. And they're like, yes, we love Michael, and we're such our friends with him. We'd never do anything to disrespect him. We're probably looking at maybe $20 to $30 million is going to bring in, but it's going to be amazing. And like, yeah, like they called that shit off because my boy's going to get his shit back. I'm going to hand deliver it.
You see gloves and shit? There was all that kind of stuff?
The glove, like the fucking Billie Jean glove, and like everything. Really what I was thinking is, if I get there at 9:59, he might show up trying to fucking stop it,
taking
and have
his
blanket
stuff, like shoving it in his way, like,
and I'd help him.
Yeah, like in Trading Places,
and
like,
we'd be in like TMZ would see me, Michael, and Blanket in the back of a Beverly Hills police car. Like, I got arrested with Mickey and Blanket, and now I moved to Dubai. Like, Seth moved to Dubai, and they Skyped the show because
he's been tutoring Blanket.
He's tutoring Blanket on life.
That's Blanket's new tutor.
Do something. I'm sorry. I just had
that's fucking rad.
I mean, I went to Neverland. And I'm not coming back.
A judge in California has dismissed a lawsuit brought by a woman who said that she bought Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries for her family because she believed that the Crunch Berries were actual real fruit.
Oh, the Crunch Berries. Yeah.
That sounded like you were referring to like a family that lived in the neighborhood.
Oh, you mean the Williams? They live across from the Crunchberries. Yeah, their house is for sale. It's in foreclosure. They couldn't pay their mortgage.
I'm gonna die. This is the night I die, I think. This feels like the night I die. So she believed that the fruit was real. Her name is Janine Sugawara. And she claims that also she was misled by the front cover of the cereal because it features the captain aggressively, basically thrusting a spoon.
Right in your grill.
A spoonful of the Crunch Berries, like, get on it.
Get this fruit.
Get this. Eat it.
Get these Fruit Loops.
I'm a captain.
Eat all this fruit.
I'm the captain.
I'm the captain of this fruit ship.
I'm a captain. So that's that.
So they dismissed that lawsuit. She thought the Crunchberry.
I thought she had a case.
I love Crunchberries. I love boysenberries, blueberries, appleberries, Susanberries, blobberberries, and Crunchberries. At what point did you learn about Crunchberries in school?
I can't have those. I'm allergic.
I'm allergic. I'm allergic to those. Sobbleberries? I love them. Lifelberries are my favorite. What? You're not saying real berries. These aren't real berries. Unbelievable.
Nougat berries.
Nougat berries are the best. I like them second most to zizzleberries. You're a grown-ass woman. Are you cool? Crunchberries. It's the way that the captain was so aggressively, like, thrusting the spoon.
I am telling
Eat
you.
these berries.
Dude, if the captain
tells me to do something.
tells me to do something.
You know, we've proven this when people in authority, like, tell you to do shit. Like that girl that worked at the fast food place when the guy called on the phone and was like, blow that dude. When people, I'm the cops, blow him. When people in authority tell you to do shit, you do it.
It's true. You're supposed to.
That's why I keep this fake badge with me.
In Bob Dylan news, he will be recording his Christmas album called Christmas in the Heart with such songs as Winter Wonderland and Here Comes Santa Claus. Proceeds will go to the charity Feeding America.
Proceeds will go to the charity Feeding America. He's doing a Christmas album.
Yeah.
So it looks like the people of America will be starving because that's the worst thing ever. I have a couple Christmas albums that I keep in the closet. I keep them on hand for that time. Songs of Christmas.
Yeah, but by anyone, by artists, or by in general,
Oh, like Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, so I can actually enjoy my Christmas, not have a garbled fucking.
You know, my boy Wag has the craziest Christmas music collection I've ever seen.
It's good to have that.
He's been collecting it for years.
He
and
should.
years and years.
He plays it on vinyl for the week.
Crazy about it.
Leading up.
Crazy about it.
He's like the Coast. He starts his Christmas
USB,
music.
turntable, importing old vinyl ones into his iTunes. So
The
he can,
day after Thanksgiving, he starts playing that in the home.
That's how it rolls.
It should roll that way.
It's a massive library.
Wag is an American.
It's the worst. But also, Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan news.
He's also been in talks with 2 major car companies about providing the voice for their GPS systems in their automobiles.
I thought that the Christmas album was the worst idea. Dude.
It begs. It's such a cheap one to do, but I can't. I feel like I can't
compelled.
Not do it.
Could you? Do you have the ability?
Make a left. 300 yards.
Excuse me.
110 South Freeway.
Honey, I can't hear the GPS.
You went too far. Oh, no.
All I want to do is get to my fucking movie on time. I'm somehow... Why am I at a swamp?
Red light ahead. Red light ahead. Watch out more. There's a red light ahead. You're driving me too fast. Oh, man.
Worst GPS ever.
Worst GPS ever. Be like, I thought this was going to be awesome.
I thought it was going to be awesome.
I'm going nuts.
Who do you have? I have Fran Drescher. Who do you have? I have Bob Dylan. I'm lost. How come I never make it to my movies on time?
I have Jack Hay on mine. And it works out for me.
A vintage Jack Hay.
I have a vintage Jack Hay.
5 Virginia Department of Corrections officers have been suspended and charged with animal cruelty. 4 of the officers were new and were in training to become canine handlers. The training officer was videotaped by the trainees masturbating his German Shepherd police dog.
Come again?
He was quoted as saying, "If you masturbate your canine unit, you will have greater control over it."
Some tells me he might be right about that.
He's probably right about it.
So should we be arresting them, or should we implement that as part of police training, that in the canine unit, to build up a trust and an intimacy with your partner? I mean, because Jonathan, when we've done ride-alongs, what we've found is the most important thing between those 2 people in the front seat, those officers, black or white, male or female.
It's how good they masturbate
their intimacy.
each other. Oh, yeah.
It's their intimacy. And so I would imagine that the intimacy, the trust that you need to create with your canine unit, who's your partner, if masturbating your partner would do that, would save your life, would you masturbate your partner to save your life?
Are you asking me to right now? Can we wait until after the show?
You gotta think about these fucking things. This is a life. When cops are out on the street, we know this. That's a life or death situation.
Yes.
If masturbating a dog would save a life,
Okay, let's cut the crap with the dog. Let's say what if whatever the bond. We would do it probably, right? If we knew that the bond that is
did you ever see Colors? Do you know the bond that you have to have? Well, you know what you do? You have barbecues, is what you do.
Instead.
You invite over the wife, and then the wives talk, and then the men
everything works it out.
sit with mustaches at the grill, and they talk about perps.
Yeah.
I know this game. I took a test to become a police officer. Thank you.
I don't know if it doesn't constitute animal cruelty for one.
No, because it's a nice thing. Because the dog enjoys it.
Have you ever gotten jerked off in your life and been like, I really wish you hadn't just done that?
Yeah, I can't believe you just did that.
That is
in the movie theater of all places, young lady.
You are really
the audacity of you to masturbate me on the way to this party in the valley.
Masturbate me
is sickening.
I want you to masturbate me.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? I don't know. I'm sitting in the front seat of your shitty car. We're driving to this party in the valley. What do you mean? What am I doing?
Me?
Would you care to masturbate this? The audacity to try to masturbate me it's the gall. It's sickening.
Oh, fuck.
So it's not animal cruelty.
It's nothing. None of it's anything.
It's definitely,
He's right,
it's definitely
and it's not-
something. 5 grown men with a video camera jerking a dog off. It's not nothing. Hey, it's nothing. What are you guys doing in there? Nothing.
Nothing?
Really?
What are you doing?
Hey, no drama in here. Don't worry.
I think there's
something.
There's a lot of things, but
It's not cruel.
it doesn't seem that cruel to me. Maybe.
You got to be cruel to be kind.
I don't know, dude. It's a tough sell, though. Trying to be like, no, it's good for him. It's cool that I do this. I have to do this. I have to rub it out on him.
Listen, you're the trainees.
I freaked out in a Wells Fargo today, man, and I was doing something that I learned from a banker. A banker taught me how to do a thing because one account went delinquent, and because of that, they always put holds on checks. There's another account, and another account still totally connected to the same thing that it doesn't do that with. So I have to split a check and basically deposit it into the one that they don't put a hold on, and then take half of it out in cash and deposit that as cash, and it deposits immediately and it doesn't put a hold
It's
on
a fucking whole rigmarole just to live your life.
I do it all the time. I moved a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever the fuck. I've been going to the same bank and trying to establish that it's like, I come in here, this is my branch, like whatever. Go in there today. There's a woman I've dealt with now. This would be my 3rd time dealing with her. And she's like maybe in her like 40s.
Up until this point, we're okay the last 2 times?
No. We've had what became, because I basically am doing the same transaction that I have dealt with her before on. I mean, I do the same
That you've been
fucking
doing
thing
for
every
2
month.
years.
Yeah, exactly.
At your bank.
And I go in, and there are 2 customer service supervisors, the ones that have to actually okay all transactions.
Your crazy transaction.
There's 3 tellers, and one of them is doing nothing. The other one is talking to a Hispanic guy, I think a Mexican guy, and she's speaking to him in Spanish. The other supervisor's chuckling along. The other teller is turned in like laughing, and then my girl's like laughing as well, but she's like flags me over, and I get over to her, and I don't have my wallet.
What do you mean?
I didn't bring my wallet with me.
Okay.
I just have my check, but I have all the information I need from my bank or whatever. That I tell her immediately, because I tell her that prior to me explaining to her what it is that we're about to do. Because I already know that she has no recollection of me. I can tell by the way she's looking at me. There's no way she's going to be like, oh, I remember this guy. Let's just, whatever. So I explain first that I don't have my wallet, thus I don't have my ID. I have but I don't need to take out any cash, so I don't.
You're not trying to get anything.
Just depositing a check as if I was a retailer and I was coming in from the shop that I work in and making a deposit, right? But I tell her just in case. She's like, okay, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Starts filling out the thing. 10 minutes goes by, and she's called the customer. She has to call the customer service guy over, and I then have to explain again what it is that I'm trying to do. She then takes the 2 things, fills out. I take about 5 minutes for her to figure out which accounts I'm talking about on the computer. She then fills out the 2 things wrong, and I'm like, you're filling out the wrong thing. And she's like, oh, you want to take, it was like $1,300 out of this, $1,200 out of this, like that kind of thing. And I was like, well, no, that's not right, because she then writes both of them for the same amount of money. And I was like, well, that would be more money that I'm giving you right now that you're trying to deposit. And you realize that that's like a huge error on your part as a banker. Like, you're about to make a deposit that doesn't make any fucking sense, which is just, so I'm like, you're doing it, and she's ignoring me, and I was like, no, it's like this way. She then starts crossing things out, and she's been there. She's newish. She's been there maybe for 2 or 3 months, but the inability for her to do this is so bare bones basic of her job description that I just get like irate. And he hears, the supervisor guy hears me raising my voice saying like, no, it's not that way. And I'm not screaming. I'm just like, you're not paying attention to me. You're not looking at me. He walks over. I then explain again. I was like, she's putting it in for a different amount. And I look at her, and she gives me this look. And I just, out of my mouth comes very loud, I was like, you should be better at your job. I was like, you should do your job better. Like, I was like, there's no I'm like, and then he was like, I got it. And he pushes her away. I was like, we have done this together, you and me. I was like,
adding up the wrong numbers.
I had to initial the last time I did this with her. I had to initial the deposit slip 5 times for shit that she had crossed out and redone, rather than just eventually be like, let's scrap
get a new
this
slip.
scratch piece of paper that you've been etching on for the last 25 fucking minutes with your gigantic tits and your super duper short body. They must have hired you because dudes, every guy that walks in there is tall enough to stare down at your gigantic fucking tits because you don't know shit. And you have called a customer service rep over 4 times in this transaction, who then comes over and is like, I got it. He goes through, puts the thing, changes it, puts it through, runs the thing, looks at me, he's like, just give me your ID, please. And I'm like, I don't have my ID. And he's like, what? And he's like, I was like, I don't have my ID. And he's like, oh, well, then we're going to have to deposit this as a check and it's going to put a hold on it. And I was like, no, because you only need my ID if I take that cash and I leave with it. You're just turning it into cash and then putting it into another account. No go. And I was like, you need to give me my check back before I seriously lose my cool. I was like, sorry, that's what I said. And then I looked at her after I said I'm going to lose my temper. And I looked at her and she was like, this just fucking stupidest face she put on. And that's when I was like, you should be better at your job. And I like fucking yelled it at her.
Can you go back to this bank?
I don't know.
Yeah. You just got to go in.
I think I'm going
strong.
back in.
Or just walk.
I'm going to go open a new account this weekend.
Yeah, you should bring people in.
I'd like to open a business account, please.
Yeah, I'd like to incorporate. This is my friend Seth. He's my partner.
I've brought $47,000 here. I'd like to deposit this in your branch, please.
Why are you writing in as $51,000?
You idiot. Fucking shit, man. You can't.
Listen,
and the other thing,
gotta breathe.
Every single person in there is at least 10 years younger than every single person working there a year ago. They fire every old person when they don't have any money because they're paying them too much money. It's 20-year-olds. The amount of testosterone, the amount of slapping going on between the 2 African-American employees, the boy and girl, exact same age, exact same like demographic, boy and girl, like hip black
flirting.
Couple, they are like writhing on each other. I mean, they're literally like, she's got like braces and is like, she's 21 years old.
It's like the new boys. They're like jerking in the back. You're like, can somebody?
And because they know how to work the computers, they're in authoritative positions over 40-year-old housewives whose husbands have left them because they're so stupid, and like they can't look at their faces anymore. So now she has to work at a bank. I don't mean to be rude. That's not what it is. But maybe it is. It's just not fair or right for anyone to
fuck with you.
She's not good at her job. She's not doing a good job. You're not doing a good job.
Abraham Lincoln says, "Whatever you are, be a good one."
That's it. And if you're not good at it, then somebody
I'd
needs
like to quote Abraham Lincoln.
Please
get this fucking lunatic out of here.
Away from the bulletproof glass so I can yell.
I would like to quote Abraham Lincoln. This is episode number 194. Is that correct?
I believe that's right.
Of our podcast, Yeah Dude. Thank you so much for spending this hour with us this week. Basically, I think the lesson we learned from this is things are getting pretty crazy. When you're out, just try to breathe. You got to try to do your breathing because it doesn't matter where you are.
Breathe.
Shit is not working right.
And this is not. I'm not.
No.
Listen, my flipping out is so utterly out of whack and out of line because
perfectly in order.
I know better. I see what's happening. I understand it. I'm sitting here yelling about it like an asshole because I see it go down, and I'm just
you
like,
should know the second you walk into this bank, you're fucked.
You have to go into like
just
full
know
like
the
Tom
second
Cruise
you go,
like Zen zone and just be like, like just get into the delirium, jump into the pool of delirium.
Yeah.
Let us all just.
Because if you
this
leave
crazy fucking paint that we're all fucking huffing.
We all need to huff this paint. Because if you leave the house,
because we live in a fucking circus. This circus town, this circus world is just so circusy now that it's literally like it's just all right. I guess I'm into the parade. You just step right into a fucking parade everywhere you go.
I have some detective work I've done on Roxy. Could I share this with you?
Can I start with Would You Hit It?
No.
Would you hit a real doll? You wouldn't hit a real doll.
No.
I'd fuck a real doll.
I know you would. You will fuck Roxy when I'm done telling you. This is all of my detective work. I only think about you making passionate love to Roxy. Quote, always turned on and ready to talk or play. Created by a former artificial intelligence scientist at Dell Labs in response to losing a friend in Tower 1 in the 9/11 terrorist
Holy
attacks.
shit. Holy shit.
Roxy is 5'7", 120 pounds.
Traumatized.
Took 9 years to complete and will cost roughly $9,000. Plus a subscription fee because you're getting 24/7, 365 tech service. You fill out an online form to match your personality to hers. That becomes her true personality. But if you want to mix it up on weekends, she could be programmed with 5 other types. All speak differently in voice, and they all have different vocabulary. They're completely different people. S&M Susan, Wild Wendy, Mature Martha, Frigid Farrah,
Fuck you.
and a spunky 18-year-old.
Oh. No
By
name?
touching her hand,
Spunky,
no name. She's just the
18-year-old.
18-year-old spunky.
Innocuous
Hey.
18-year-old.
No name. Hey, you.
She also has no face.
By touching her hand, she responds. You can control the volume of the voice
By squeezing her
by
hand.
squeezing her hand. She's completely customized with full artificial intelligence.
And cyber teeth.
$9,000.
That's cheap.
You order her hair color, skin tone, bust size. She's a dream companion with a dream personality. What's that move?
Does she talk? Does her jaw move?
Oh, she moves. She's got full AI. It's a robot, dog. It's Asimo, but hot.
Like,
When she snores
my
when
God.
she sleeps, but you can turn that off if you don't like it. It's a real person. You're marrying her. She does not know when you finish, though, when you come to orgasm.
there's a...
She is programmed to continue to have orgasms. She'll have one and then have another one because she's not sure what your game is, what your cleanup game is.
But your end game.
This is a
When you're
quote
in the paint.
from the man who designed her. She has 3 inputs, if you know what I mean. You can share her with other guys
I'm
on the
sure.
online community that have their own dolls. You talk to these guys, find out the personalities of them, and then
then
you can trade off.
Would you ship them?
Yeah, you ship.
Fuck
you
you,
ship me yours,
Seth.
and you ship me mine. And I'll fuck your girlfriend. Shh, it's between us. Quiet. She might hear. Hey guys,
She's snoring right now.
she's snoring right now. The next version will contain a safe word, marshmallow, because they talk to the S&M and gay
Is
community.
that your... That's yours?
No, that's
Oh,
theirs.
I thought that was your... I thought it was your little reveal.
marshmallow. S'mores.
Seth, stop.
Now,
we can't...
Also
All right.
available
Can't do
is
it.
the male version Rocky. Couldn't find a picture or a word about Rocky, even on the website.
Because that's...
No one gives a fuck.
Dude, no...
But what if a woman
might
wants to make love to Rocky?
You might talk some bitch on Howard Stern into jumping on Rocky for a fucking gag, but no woman is going to
Wanky,
fucking
wanky.
spend 12 G's because you got to dress him.
Yeah, you got to dress that fool right.
You're not going to have him
Are those
not...
Cavaricis
Yeah,
on him?
like, what's-
Yeah, those are brand new Jordans and Cavaricis. That's my lover Rocky. That's my flat daddy lover Rocky. I can.
He wears Cavaricis.
He wears Cavaricis and new
House
Jordans. Those are his house Jordans. I put him. I get in the fucking.
Can he come with tats? I mean, she can come with tats. You can get him tatted.
Oh, you customize them. That's your girlfriend, dog. My girlfriend.
love her.
My girlfriend snores. She's so silly goose. My girlfriend's a silly goose and snores. Your girlfriend, dog, is a fucking $9,000 creepo robot. What do you think about Roxy? Would you make love to Roxy?
And so her personality is a 9/11 survivor, so she comes pre-programmed that
She
she's...
got hating terrorists. These colors don't run. Like, yeah, calm down, like with the pillow talk. This is America. I'm going to suck that dick. Why are you so pro-America, bitch? Chill, yo. Chill. These fucking terrorists. Like, fuck me? You're going to talk about terrorism all night. You would make love to Roxy.
Shit, man.
What about the online community shipping and sharing girlfriends?
Shipping and sharing.
Shipping and sharing.
Now, wait. I thought that you were going to say that they shared like programs that you could just download into your girl. Like, hey, I've customized this girl. She talks like.
But Frigid Farrah she'll say like, "Ooh, don't touch me there." She's very frigid. But the spunky 18-year-old with no name.
What about mature Martha?
Mature Martha is a tender. She's a more mature lover because she's had more experiences. But they talk differently, the voices, and they have different vocabulary. They're different.
But do they talk different, like the different voices you can get on your computer? Like, it's like, I'm Tommy. And then it's I'm Ralph. Like, it's like, like not really different.
This dick is awesome. What? What a magical dick you have. Why do you talk like that? You suck. I spent so much money on you. Don't talk to me in a dude voice about my dick. What a magical dick you have.
Oh, shit.
Your dick is doing an amazing thing to this body. You're a crazy robot, yo.
I hate you.
Can my robot look like that little bastard from AI, that little midget kid? What's his name?
Which one is
Haley
AI?
Joel?
Oh, Haley Joel. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else in the movie.
I want to customize my doll to look like Haley Joel Osment. Is that legal?
In AI, though.
Is that legal?
From the movie AI.
Is it legal?
Yeah, what's up with that? Because, yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to make it a child.
Well, why not?
Because there's, like, likeness issues, I think. I think there's likeness laws.
I think that's on, like, the internet or in...
Is that not in tangible form?
I don't know. We're opening up a Pandora's box, if you will.
That's a... Yeah. I mean, somebody that's like, I just want it to be this.
Well, you can't have that. Well, why not?
Why not?
I want a vampire child. Why can't I have it? I don't know.
Yeah, like, how about the Twilight ones that are going to get made?
I don't know.
Like the vamped out ones and like...
It's a crazy doll.
It's a crazy doll.
It was sitting on the couch. It wasn't saying anything, but the inventor was talking about it.
I didn't like its face.
You didn't like its face? Customize its face.
Change it.
Make it look like your first girlfriend.
Mold it.
Mold it, dog.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Roxy.
I just still feel like if you're going to convince me that this thing is going to sit on a couch and make me think that it wants me to tie it up and fuck it.
Your dick?
If you're going to sit, it's going to have to. You're going to have to tell me that it costs more than 10 G's in this day and age.
You want it to be like 45
I want somebody to say
Gs.
like
it's 100 G's.
And then you're like, I've got to see one of these things in real life.
I got to do one of these
if
things.
If somebody
in
said,
real
yeah,
life.
they cost 150 G's.
It costs $303,000.
You'd be like, I want to know what that is.
I want to know what that is. I want to fuck Roxy. Oh, man.
I don't want to spend just 12 G's. I want to spend
break the bank for Roxy.
The Diva Cup. Not a pad, not a tampon. Finally, a better way. Non-absorbent menstrual cap that simply collects menstrual flow.
Yeah, keep talking.
It's inserted in the vagina and sits at the lower base of the vaginal canal.
I'm listening.
It is worn internally, yet because it's so soft and smooth,
Totally.
it cannot be felt,
Totes.
nor will it leak when inserted properly. Can be worn for up to 12 hours before emptying, washing, or reinserting. Model 1, no, something 1 before kiss, model after 2 kids.
Merry Christmas.
Yuck.
Merry Christmas.
Gross.
I got you a year's supply of
Gross.
Diva Cups.
Just what I always wanted.
You better apply that properly, or you're going to be in serious fucking trubs.
There's got to be an easier way.
What did you do in high school? What did they have?
Oh, you don't even want to know. We can't even go there. That was way, way, way too long ago. No.
Pockets and
Trust
shit.
me.
What the fuck happened back then? Oh, man.
Hey, it is what it is. It was what it was.
Did
what
your
are you
parents
do?
tell you about the birds and the bees when you were in high school?
No.
They didn't do
found
that.
it out from my high school friends.
Found it out from your high school boyfriends?
Yeah. No, girlfriends.
I have a thing here from Newsweek. For some reason, I think that we've done this before, but do you remember reading this about me talking about technology expert by the name of Clifford Stoll wrote a little article about the internet in February of 1995. He wanted to talk about the internet.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to talk about the internet in 1995.
If I read it, I don't give a fuck.
No, you didn't read this one, I don't think.
All right. The internet. Bah. Hype alert. Why cyberspace isn't and will never be nirvana. This is Clifford Stoll. He's a technological expert. A technology? You say technology? A technology. Today I'm uneasy about this most trendy and oversold community. Visionaries see a future of telecommuting workers, interactive libraries, and multimedia classrooms. They speak of virtual communities.
Nope.
Commerce and business will shift from offices and malls to networks and modems. Baloney. Do our computer pundits lack all common sense? The truth is no online database will replace your daily newspaper. Zing. How about electronic publishing? Try reading a book on disc. At best, it's an unpleasant chore. The myopic glow of a clunky computer replaces the friendly pages of a book. And you can't tote that laptop to the beach. Yet, Nicholas Negroponte, the director of the MIT Media Lab, what do they know at MIT, predicts that we'll soon buy books and newspapers straight over the internet. Sure. Oh, guy. Stop. Then there's cyber business. We're promised instant catalog shopping, just point and click for great deals. We'll order airline tickets over the network. We'll even make restaurant reservations. Stores will become obsolete. Well, then how come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? Well, even if there were a trustworthy way to send money over the internet, which there isn't, the network is missing a most essential ingredient of capitalism: salespeople. Little
did he know that nobody actually wanted to talk to anyone.
Yeah,
and they were dying for this.
Dying for anything to not have to talk to another human being. Hey, man who writes about shit, you're wicked off on all the shit you talked about.
Man who writes about shit. UYD.
I mean, this fucking guy. How come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? The internet handles in an hour more than every mall in the country times 50 handles. Am I right?
Point,
probably.
Yeah. You couldn't be more wrong.
We sell more merch on our website than the Mall of America. Than they sell pretzels at Auntie Anne's in like a month.
But in 95, you couldn't be more off, because I think even I knew in 1995,
it was coming.
Nuts.
Oh, this shit's on point.
Oh, brother.
Oh, man. I'd love to see what he's up to now.
I mean, there's going to be, in 10 years, we're going to be reading shit.
No, but everything that if anything, we oversell it. We're jetpacking, we think we're jetpacking to work tomorroher. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could tell me. I wouldn't write something where I'd underestimate where we're going in the future.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine a day when cars will get 36 miles to a gallon,
No, it's true. You couldn't undersell it. You could oversell it. I mean, definitely people can oversell it.
Living on Mars by
it's going to be amazing.
Like me and Jeff living on Mars.
But I think
he's fucking.
I mean, they really didn't.
They didn't know shit.
They didn't know shit. They didn't know. They couldn't even. Here's the thing. The concept was hard to even convey. What it was actually doing was so hard to convey that people were like, yeah, cool. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? A network? Like, what are you talking about? And so, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could definitely, could you be that far off?
He's pretty off.
I mean, could you really be?
Consider today's online world. The Usenet, a worldwide bulletin board.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you're shit. I mean, he's right. On that day, I guess in February of 95, there was something called the Usenet, which was a worldwide bulletin board. By Usenet, do you mean the internet?
No, I mean, it's still there. I mean, it's still the stuff he's talking about stuck around even. It's not even... I mean, the people he was looking at those points were the people who planted the seeds of all the internet that we're dealing with now. So, I mean, all of the writing was on the wall at that point. That's how anybody that made any money made any money. That's 1995, Seth. That's only 10 years ago. It's not.
It's not. It
54 years ago. How many years ago is it? 19 years ago?
How's the math tonight?
What is the math?
UYD brought to you by math.
14 years ago.
February of 95.
What year is it?
It was just over 15 years ago.
That's so long ago, though. That's so long ago.
That's so long ago. That's a spicy long ago. That's a spicy internet. My agita.
Spicy internet. L.A. Sheriff's Department said that there was a dispute at a Lancaster movie theater during a screening of Shutter Island. It was a packed 9 p.m. Saturday night screening.
Sounds good.
It found a man complaining about a woman who was having a full-blown conversation
in the middle
on her phone in the middle of a packed theater on a Sunday, 9 p.m.
Great. Just on her phone having a conversation during the movie.
Yes. She left the theater with two men.
Good riddance.
She then came back a short while later and plunged a meat thermometer into the neck of the complaining man. Of the man who complained. He was no longer complaining.
He was complaining.
No. Yeah, he began complaining again.
About the movie. This movie sucks, first of all. This guy's accent is ridiculous, this young kid. You, young lady, you are talking much too loud. Oh, shit. There's a meat thermometer plunged into my neck. And that's that's not like having a knife, which has an edge that's allowed for stabbing.
It's borderline blunt. It's a borderline blunt object.
Yeah.
Its only saving grace is that it's thin.
Yeah.
And so
like trying to get stabbed by a cucumber, like, enter my body. How? You really jammed it.
You got to jam it.
You got to jam that in. How is the movie? Well,
here's the deal.
It didn't. Towards the end, this silly thing happened. There was a man, and he was laying. Whatever.
Well,
I'll get it on demand. It's totally cool.
I don't.
This is
a meat thermometer. Did you have that in the car?
Yeah. What did you get?
Did you get that in the car, or did you
run
stop
over, like,
a Solitaire?
I'm gonna just run in here. I'm gonna get a colander and shove it in his butt. Like, stop taking these fucking crazy devices and placing them in my body. Oh man.
I don't know.
Shutter Island. Let me ask you this. You see a woman in a bikini and it's very sexual, correct? Now, I saw a woman running
in a bikini,
but she had the bikini bottom, and it's so weird because out of context, if you saw her at a pool, you'd be like, well, she's just wearing a bikini. That's great, but it's sort of where you'd expect it.
That's great.
But she was running with running shoes on, but she was not wearing even short shorts or any sort of. She was wearing. Can you do that?
I don't know. What was she wearing on top? Like a tank?
Like a tank.
Well, that's what triathletes wear.
But yeah, I guess
was this a sexier cut?
Yeah,
it wasn't so much like a.
It was like a bikini bottom. She was jogging.
Was she like fit? And
yeah.
So yeah.
She was athletic. She was trim.
You can only do it if you're
slim.
fit, though. No. It's
a bold. It shook me.
Where was this happening?
This happened on 3rd Street.
That's a crazy person, though. Probably. It's fine, but that's like a crazy person.
Okay, no, but she was young and tan and running like a real runner.
So it was was it so warm and out that it just warranted running down the street?
No, I mean, it was today. It wasn't that warm out today. Well, no, it actually was super warm today.
Super warm out today.
Okay, then. Never mind.
So somebody just decided to just be like, fuck y'all, it's summer. Like,
Maybe
I'm doing this.
She was just at the pool and now she was running?
You were down or not down?
I think...
all right. If it was your girlfriend and you were driving and you saw her running,
I'd say, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you wearing?
A bathing suit bottom.
Right?
Put this parka on.
So what
Do
is
you think about CB?
So it's fine
Put this parka on.
Right.
Christ. You don't have a fucking treadmill at the gym? Get in the house! Oh, I'm sorry. We're still...
So, but then to say it's okay if a single woman is doing it, but, well, not my girlfriend, but let's just say that the person's single. But I don't know. It's hard. I mean, listen, dude. It's just life. It's like... It's a fine line. we present ourselves, and we get a lot off of how we present ourselves into the world, and like shit like that. I mean, running down 3rd Street in a bikini like you are begging for some motherfucker in a convertible fucking 2-door Mercedes to like roll up to you like you're looking for that. That's what you're looking for if that's what you're wearing, I think, and running there.
Sir, that is so crass.
No, I mean, it's like running in a park or something maybe, or running on a beach like that, but running down like a major street in the middle of a city, if you're wearing a bikini bottom, you're like showing off. And if you're showing off, you want show-offy people to come up to you and talk to you, right? And like,
you want me to roll up in my LeBaron? Say, hey.
Clip you.
Hey, what are you doing? You running? Yeah. Cool.
I don't know it. I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know.
I thought about something that I haven't thought of in a very long time. Which is that I remember my dad... Not a screen test. It's not a screen test. It's not the right term, because a screen test is like, I guess, like that Chris fucking... What's his name? Doing the Mamma Mia or whatever, like just a person doing it and like sitting down and
trying to get a role that's going to exist.
This was something that was filmed in order to try to get money to make the entire film. And
so you made like a little mini movie, an idea of what this
or
would...
like I guess a few scenes from a shooting script of a film that was it was Gary Larson's Far Side, but it was a live action Far Side. And
does
does
anyone in the world know about this? No one in the world knows about this except the immediate people involved.
I don't know. I don't think it ever could have possibly.
Absolutely crazy.
They erected like this fake foam. It was a real shooting set of like all these kitchens and apartments and shit.
Like
and
like a big money recreation.
And it was like that
only Hollywood can do.
And I think the idea was to be like a vignetted film about the Far Side. So all those the caveman ones, because remember he had repeating themes throughout the Far Side, where there was modern day ones, and then there was animal ones, and then there was husband and wife ones, and then there was the caveman ones, and it was like,
who played your father's wife?
I remember my father at one point in
Elizabeth McGovern?
a gigantic foam like safari oversized safari hat, like, and safari clothes, like bazooka gun, like with huge,
like on
and then
safari.
I remember a kitchen set up with like a sandwich that was like cut out of foam and was like, it was like a hyper weird, like it was Far Side Land.
Far Side Land, 80s Hollywood.
80s. Yeah.
1980.
80s, yeah.
Hey.
87,
hey,
86.
80s. How do you think that mid to late 80s thing was working in a lot of ways?
I would give anything to see what that looked like.
You're going to have to ask him who's got the footage and who, or just who knows anything about
somebody's got to know.
Someone get in.
Some of it. Somebody's got to have some of it. We never talk about this broad, but Sarah Palin justified a post that she put on her Twitter account. She was calling for all peaceful Muslims to, quote, repudiate the building of a mosque at Ground Zero. Repudiate is not a word.
Okay, so you just made up a word.
Between Seth and I, we have not been able to come up with
what word she was...
What word she was using, or what word she was even trying to alter.
What were you looking for?
What word were you...
So many words to pick. Have you seen a dictionary?
Listen, I use a grip of fucked up words, but I misuse words, I would say. I don't try to make them up too much. I misuse them.
Let's say you do. If someone called you out on it, you know what you do? You'd be like, "Fuck yeah, that's
so
totally
stupid.
true."
I say, I misuse the word innocuous and things like that, and like completely wrong.
What did she do? So she must have come and been like, "My bad."
Yeah.
She did what?
Well, she said, "Listen," and I love this. I actually appreciate this. English is a living language.
I guess
it is. It's not a dead language, certainly.
No.
Right. It's gasping for air.
Yeah,
probably at this point.
We've got enough words to get us through a few years. I mean, we have new ones.
With BTW and LOLs, you could say that it's a suffocating language.
We add a few words every year, but people use the fucking words.
Yeah, they agree to use the
firewall.
Shitty words.
Yeah, Shakespeare didn't make that up, but it can be used in context.
Shakespeare liked to coin new words too. You got to celebrate it.
You got to celebrate your stupidity? What?
Well, abso-fucking-lutely.
Well,
I think that is...
Is that it?
I mean, that's what she should have put, is just like, listen,
Hey, we're all
it's
so
2010.
We learn by word of mouth.
Let's
Who the
embrace
fuck
our
knows?
stupidity. Let's celebrate
Let's
this.
make refudiate a word.
Why not?
Let's start a Twitter campaign to make... We'll all start using refudiate. We'll give it a fucking...
I mean, there's at least 500,000 people that would gladly do that
For
right
her.
now.
Hey, peaceful Muslims. First of all, everything I read about that, there is already a mosque like around the corner. It's been there. There's a fucking Shinto shrine next to like the Pearl Harbor. It's like, if you don't want them to put a mosque there, I have a crazy suggestion. Build fucking something. You can start asking what you don't want there when you fucking put something there. It happened 15 years ago. You haven't made anything. It's a fucking hole in the ground. You haven't built anything. You know what? I'm going to tell them what you... Put something in the fucking hole in the ground that happened like 9 years ago.
What is that? What does that say about the state of our country? Fuck the world. Fuck the mainland. But I'm dead serious, because I mean, it just seems incomprehensible that, because you know that there's at least 5 of the richest motherfuckers in the world who would gladly just be like, just tell me what it is.
What do you want?
Tell me what you want.
You want I'll put a racquetball court there. I don't give a fuck.
Anything that there must be some sort of massive amount of red tape that would prevent
red, white, and blue tape. Jonathan, we've been fighting 2 wars for... I mean, we are so crazy.
But anybody in this country, nobody would disagree with, like, oh, you got to put something there, you got to put a monument there, you have to do something.
Put a Jamba Juice
No
there.
one...
Put the world's biggest wheatgrass machine there. Hey, it's crazy. They put the world's biggest wheatgrass machine at ground zero.
No, just leave it. Just leave it. This gaping...
Talk about it.
Gaping sore.
Talk about it, though.
This gaping, huge fucking hole that I've never actually had the guts to go and see. Even when I was in New York, I didn't go. You went.
Walked right by it.
I didn't walk right by it.
You didn't?
No, I wasn't near it. If I was near it, I would have to go. But I never actually got near it. And it just...
It's fucking crazy.
Right. I mean,
it's
that's
a huge,
pretty much why
humongous,
the time
deep hole
I couldn't deal
in
with
the ground.
We were dealing with so many things. I was like, this could set me into like a place.
Yeah,
like I would have to have done the show shirtless or something.
Somebody get an iPhone app and get me this fucking thing. I looked down at it and I was like, it's October of 2009. That shit happened in September of 2001. What are you literally wanted to scream out to these dudes, what the fuck are you people doing? Don't worry about it. We're going to get on it. When? If you started now, which I guess you have, it will be another like 7 years before something's fucking there.
And what about that awesome thing that was around forever that was going to go there? Those crazy beams of light. They were the freshest thing ever. It was like looked so awesome. I was like, I can't believe they're going to do that.
That's pretty janky, though.
Was it janky?
We had these 2 huge buildings. Terrorists flew a building in them, so we just shine light where the buildings were.
It looked fresh, though, I thought.
I know, but as far as like ingenuity and as far as like initiative,
right. I mean,
that's a little fucking...
But still, at least it was...
We planted 2 trees there. Like, all right, that's good, I guess. Like,
yeah, I mean...
That's cute.
It's cute.
It's better than nothing, I guess.
2 giant redwoods.
2 beautiful sequoias
that would grow taller than the Trade Center. What would be the tree that would have the most potential to grow taller than those buildings?
Bonsai.
A new paper just released in the journal Pediatrics suggests that the average age of breast development, marking the onset of puberty in females, is continuing to fall. 25% of African American girls, 15% of Latina girls, and 10.4% of white/Caucasian girls.
White girls.
White. Are the age is for them is they're marking the age at 7 years old of the onset of breast development and thus the onset of puberty. 25% of African American girls, 15% of Latina girls, and 10% of white girls.
It's 7.
start hitting puberty at 7 years old. Now, this is significantly a lower age than a landmark study done in 1997, which even then was so low that they were like, this has got to be wrong. And so they waited for this one to come around, and they're like, well, guess what?
It was wrong.
The wheels in the sky
it's younger.
keep on turning.
Man, that's some young ass shit.
So what are babies going to be born with like full pubes at some point in our lifetime?
Are we looking at a future that babies will come out fully developed, but still tiny babies?
Just like...
But with their fully formed reproductive organs?
And boobs?
And boobs.
Cocks? And balls?
Adult cock and balls, but on a baby body. And then the eyes not grow? Is that what it is?
No, because the breasts still grow, so they would just be...
They're kind of just like a small bee.
Like a B cup. Like a baby B cup.
And this is just girls, though. I don't know. But we could probably make this across the board.
Well, can't we assume that if it's happening to one side of the human race, that it's happening to the other side of the human race?
We'll just say boys, too. Boys will come out with kind of bigger dicks than they should have.
Yeah, that's
a teen dick. It's a teen dick on your infant. Hey, your infant has a teen dick. Sup with that?
7 years old?
Why does your baby have a goatee? Don't worry about that. My baby is healthy.
7 years old?
That's
super young.
It's like
25% of African American girls. That's like all African.
That's all. That's 100%.
It's 25% is 100%.
25% is every person. 7 years old is so young.
How old are you when you got pubes?
I don't know. All I remember was I was at the beach once when I was a little kid, and I asked my father when I'd get hair in my armpits, and he looked like he had a watch on, said 1:30, and I like busted out laughing.
That's funny. That is funny.
I don't know.
No?
I don't probably know.
I remember the first time.
I don't know.
I remember the first time cum came out of my dick vividly. By my own volition.
Your free will.
My own free will.
Did you think it? Did you make it come up by thinking it, or did you do something to it?
No.
Did you bash it?
I was bashing it.
You bashed it, didn't you?
I was bashing it on an ottoman.
And
thus problems ensued because I had bashed it before and sort of gotten tingly feelings and all those.
For real?
But with no discharge, if you will.
Holy shit!
And then to discharge onto
this brand new
family
ottoman
piece of furniture.
This hand woven
posed the
English ottoman that was handed down generation to generation.
But I was ecstatic.
I'm sure you were.
But I can't remember how old I was.
You weren't 7.
I definitely wasn't 7. 11?
Like
12?
20?
22?
20 and a half? I don't know.
Never had a wet dream in my entire life.
Is that possible for real?
People have them, right?
Yeah.
Never had one.
A nocturnal emission? Thank you.
That's a dope. I've never heard that.
It's like there was a DJ at WBCN in Boston, and that was like his show, like Nocturnal Emissions.
Like, what up, motherfucker?
Found out what that was. I was like, yeah,
that's my dog.
Like, that's gross. 70s.
Yeah, man. I mean, you get definitely. I mean, it's a thing because like everyone's kind of going through it at different stages.
Bashing Ottomans.
Everyone's bashing Ottomans, trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm going to this band. They're called Bashing Ottomans.
After an office worker has been charged with twice ejaculating into a female colleague's bottle of water, which she later drank, Michael Kevin Yayana faces 2 counts of releasing an offensive material in a public place and assault for sexual gratification. The first alleged offense is said to have happened in January at the offices of the Northwestern Mutual Mortgage Company in Newport Beach, California. Yayana, 31, is accused of entering the victim's office and masturbating into a bottle on her desk, which she later drank, unaware that it had been contaminated.
Oh, my God.
Police say she felt sickened and irritated and then threw the water away. So I guess recognized that there was
something was up.
A slightly heavier, cloudier substance in her water.
Oh, my, no.
He is alleged to have repeated the offense in April at the company's Orange branch, which they had both recently been transferred to.
Oh, my God. You mean she got transferred to, and then he was like, hey, you know, I got to move.
Yeah. This time, the victim, who was in her 20s, sent the bottle off to a private lab to be tested after drinking it. The results showed that the water had been contaminated with semen. And his DNA was linked to the crime, and he was arrested outside of his home in Fullerton by officers from the Orange Police Department. If found guilty, he could be jailed for 3 years. He has been released on $500 bail.
Excuse me? Do we have...
Is this an epidemic?
Could you have discovered an epidemic, is my question.
Well, I guess no, because you tell me that everyone was jerking off in bottles in the 50s, and there was just no way of catching it. It was all just, it was all just pure cane sugar and giant Coke bottle, glass Coke bottles.
I did say that.
I mean, I guess people do pervy shit, and they've always done pervy shit, but to me, this stuff, I think...
The game's been... Step your game up. You got to step your game up.
The exposure to our ability to sexualize the general unknown public at this point because of the way we watch porn, because of the way that we do all this stuff. I mean, we can just get to somebody's personal profile and go through pictures of them on vacation in bikinis and be like, I'm obsessed with you. I work next door to you.
I'm going to get semen on you.
I'm going to put some semen on you.
Because that means love. Well, no. It has to be welcomed in. You're missing the point of how it works. They think by getting the semen on them that they're missing a key component on how the semen gets onto them. It usually is welcomed onto them. It gets onto them, but
this one is in. This isn't on. This isn't spraying it on the back of your hair and taking a picture. Okay. This is up in you.
In the guts.
You've got my proteins.
Usually when that is allowed in the body, there's a bump. At least a fist bump has happened where an agreement has been made between the parties. I'm going to accept this because I'm down. There'll be no trickery. This won't be a ham-fisted approach.
This is crazy. This makes me crazy. It's so crazy because you think, that it's a potent substance too.
It's everything.
It's about as potent as we make.
It's the most potent.
It's the most potent thing we put out. Right?
A lab can't. Nothing in the world can make anything as potent.
Okay, so then you as a person putting that into somebody else's body unwittingly, and the fact that their body is. Besides the violation, but the body is metabolizing it, and it goes into your cells. It goes into your bloodstream.
Oh, no. It's like donating blood.
Your body processes it, digests
it's in you.
it.
It's in you. Forever. It's in you.
This is in you.
It's in your heart, mind, body, and soul. My heart, my world, my boo, my soul, my everything.
And so you ask also on another level, let's say even voluntary, why guys go crazy when they're talking to their girlfriends and they know or they run into some guy at a bar that she was like, I used to go out with him. And you're like, what do you mean go out with him? Like, you guys used to be together? And like, we were together for
9 months.
Does that mean 9 months? Like, you sucked his dick and you swallowed his cum.
For 9 months.
For
eight and a half months.
That was...
For 8 months and 3 weeks.
His favorite thing that you did was... That thing. It's in you.
Fuck.
This is in you, lady.
No, it's not.
This is in you. He's part of you now.
He's part of you.
And we're not the same. It doesn't...
No.
We don't... They don't eject...
This is your spirit. This is your spirit. It's a vision quest when you ejaculate. It's a full vision quest. All right, let's just take a breath.
Stop eating so much ejaculate.
Oh, everybody, stop.
Voluntary or involuntarily.
Everyone, keep your ejaculate to yourself. Everyone, for a week. This week, please.
Just hold it.
Yeah, dude. This is episode 232.
No ejaculating this week.
No ejaculating this week. By anyone's volition.
vinegar.